Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Stonxcast. We were trying to make sure that we actually started with actual speech because there's a delay on OBS and we keep basically starting sort of halfway through a sentence. So that's why
Cutting
he was
through.
looking confused and I was trying to actually make my fingers work. My name's James. This is Ollie. We are Stonx Music. We make drum and bass. This is our weekly catch-up session, especially now because we can't actually see each other. Ollie is still in space. How is space?
Yep, I'm okay. I've traded ships
Yeah,
now.
well, where have you moved to
Man,
this week?
Mando dropped me off, and I ended up on this rather nice ship here.
Where's that from? That ship?
It's the ship from Alien. What is it called? The Nebula Nos. Not.
I wanted to say the
Is there
Nebuchadnezzar,
again?
but that's Matrix,
No,
isn't
that's
it? Which is a
Matrix.
far. I don't know if which ones in the Alien series because they've got more bad films than good now, like the Terminator series. I wonder if the other ones like that as well. It's kind of unfair for him to drop you off in the alien ship, though. Doesn't look that safe.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Right, anyway, yeah, so we make drum and bass, and this is our weekly catch-up session, and we've been stupidly busy because we are releasing music very soon. But what have you been up to mostly this week, dude?
Mostly this week, I been finished off the YouTube series, the audio effects
Hmm.
for Ableton Deep Dive. So we did
Sorry, I've just got a
vocoder,
load of
which was
Instagram notifications come up in the
ping,
corner
ping,
there.
ping, ping.
My Insta's
Um,
lifeblood.
yeah, finished off that series. So now we're moving on to MIDI effects
Oh
or
yeah.
instruments. I don't
Oh
really know.
yeah, this
Don't
is
really know.
the end of your first round of your Ableton Deep Dive series, isn't
I
it?
suppose yes, series one, I suppose, or
Yeah,
the
what would you
audio
call it? The
effects
opening
portion.
Unit One. I like Unit One because
Unit,
you've got educational prowess now in some help groups. So Unit One.
unit
So you
one.
finished off the audio effects, and then you've got a little surprise in store for people in the middle, haven't you? And then you are moving on to what are you going to do? Instruments,
I
MIDI
don't
bit.
know. I don't know. Instruments are going to be more than one episode, or they're going to be like hour-long episodes
Yeah,
because
they're a
like
bit more
operator's got loads of
saga-y, aren't
stuff.
they?
So I don't know whether to disperse some things amongst a few, like operator part 1, 2, 3, and 4,
Mm.
and then do MIDI effects at the same time. So I've kind of got two on the go.
Yeah,
So it's like when Wednesday is instrument, Friday is a MIDI effects,
that
then
might be
next
a way to
Wednesday
do
is
it.
part 2 of the same instrument. Otherwise, it's going to be 4 videos in a row of just like operator,
Yeah,
operator,
exactly. A deep dive into, but maybe people would
um,
appreciate that. I know I would. Like a decent
yeah,
like 4 part. Like, oh, I can watch the next part of Operator next week. I think that would work for my workflow as well because I like shelving things and then going back to them later.
it also just depends how the manual splits things up. So we'll just have to see. It might be quite obvious different sections they split it
Mm.
up into. It might make for nice episodes. So we'll just see. But the MIDI effects are going to be really quick in comparison.
Yeah, they will
They're
be.
just like tweak a few things. That's it.
And then you've got to do the
So
entirety of Max for Live.
well, I mean,
That might be the end.
there's a million things that you can download as well. Everyone else's packs. So
Well, yeah, exactly. If you start looking through those, maybe that's what maybe that should be like the overall mission of the YouTube channel. Is it in itself just has everything you can do in Ableton with it, like full stop. I mean, it takes about 10 years.
yeah, the problem is like I've just done the audio effects. That's good. The MIDI effects, but you've actually got all of the workflow, setting up tracks, routing,
Mm.
MIDI. There's like so much stuff to go through. So at the moment, I'm going to go through all the bits that I think warrant a deep dive, which is the
Yeah,
audio effects and the instruments. The MIDI doesn't really. I don't think there's going to be anything interesting you find out by reading the MIDI effects.
it's gonna
Whereas
be well, yeah, I
the
suppose.
audio effects, I learned quite a lot because I learned all the different companies that Ableton worked with when doing different effects.
Mm.
Cytomics, for instance, and
Oh yeah, of course. SSL's got some stuff in there somewhere, or is that? It's
yeah,
a
so
mixture, isn't it? Oh, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because the glue compressor's like a Cytomics model of an SSL or a model of, and then there's
yeah,
loads of forum stuff where people have gone even deeper and been like, actually, it's the model of a model of this. And I read it the other day, and it was just like, this is all really cool and stuff, guys, but I want to die.
yeah.
Oh, it's good
So
that
yeah,
you've.
I learned a lot in the audio effects. I think
Yeah,
we could learn a lot by reading the instruments, like the amount of things I do with operator. There's going to be some hidden stuff I don't know
yeah.
about, which is just exciting. So
It's nice that it sort of hit the way it did as well. Clearly there was a market out there for people who either don't have time or they don't learn in that way to read the manual, and then it's kind of a big hit that is sort of just poofed, hasn't it? People
yeah,
were
I mean
really
that's my
wanting it.
main thing is I do understand that a lot of people don't learn the same way.
Well, yeah,
I can and do like to read a big block of text if it's some educational and like mess around and do some experiments
Yeah.
and then show my findings.
Where I always preferred you to teach me afterwards.
Yeah, but it is just like you actually need to do the thing.
Yeah, I have
Reading
to
it
run
doesn't.
it through.
Yeah.
I think it's because I associate books with fun too much. I don't know if that makes me feel like a nerd, but like I've read fiction all my life, so I take it in as fiction. I don't know if I necessarily absorb it in the same way I do like instructional information. I much prefer to get spoken
So
to.
I'm 100% the other way. I do
Yeah.
not read fiction. I'm purely non-fiction manuals and research papers. So it's like
Just how to do things.
People learn differently, so that's the main thing. Is
It's
I wanted
true.
to make sure that the information was accessible to as many people as possible. So
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, it's definitely worked, hasn't it? I mean, we're
a lot of people seem to
coming
be
towards
enjoying
1,100 subscribers.
Yeah, just shy off.
Oh, it's been
1080, I think.
It's been a bit of a rewarding sort of last. If the world hadn't been going down the pan so much, we'd have been able to properly enjoy it. It's been quite a rewarding last sort of 3 or so weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's been really nice. Like just working hard and seeing stuff come to fruition, which is good.
Yeah. We don't want to say anything yet, but it's some nice things are happening. It's not just all running uphill now, which is quite nice. I'm just checking.
I think it's
my
always
level,
running
but
uphill.
I think it's all right. It's all right. I'm sure everyone can hear us. So you finished off the YouTube series. Obviously, we got new music
got more
coming
from the
up.
chat. Hey, more.
Hey, what's going on, Morph? Morph will let us know how the audio is anyway. And we've got another surprise for people that we're not going to let anyone know about, even in this here thing. But I said it's on my content plan that I've got to mention it. We've got a surprise.
Got to mention
for you
that
guys.
they're secrets.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a surprise coming up for you from Stonx on Friday. That's all we'll say from now. But just keep your eyes and ears peeled. We're gonna be dropping something kind of fun. So anyway, if I talk anymore, I'll just tell them I'm terrible. Like honestly, I can feel myself doing it. It's like honestly, it's really not good. So anyway, shall I start us off with some news that I found mildly interesting this week?
Yes,
I have to
I'll
limit
share
the amount of news I see, but yeah, do you think?
Shall I share the screen?
Yeah, share your screen, and I'll tell you which one we're looking at.
And then I'll chase the tabs. It's Nayfunk. Hey, Nayfunk.
Hey, what's going on, Nayfunk? Nayfunk's been taking over Instagram. Honestly, like I was scrolling through yesterday trying to do my hashtags and stuff, and if you got out every time I wandered onto our like normal feed, it was just 20 videos of Nayfunk.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's been having some fun. That's how you get those followers, though, man.
Where are you? What are you talking about? Let me chase these tabs around.
It probably helps if I tell you, innit, instead of just rambling on. I do like the people in our Discord, though. I like talking about them. So I was going to start off.
Who loves you?
I was going to start off because it's on my screen.
We got Horsehead too. You're right.
Hey,
I don't want any crisps. Thank you. Keep your top on.
People handing out crisps in the chat. Anyway.
Where are we? What are we
starting
with?
Like, I don't look at the chat anymore, but it's always like there's always someone nearly getting naked or like I'm saying something terrible. If I'm in there, it's me. Right. Anyway, we're starting off with GitHub banning anyone found posting YouTube download stream ripping clones. Oh, you found it. Excellent. So this kind of leads me in. I'll read a little bit about the article, but then I kind of want to hear your opinion because obviously we've made a lot of tunes this year, so we've got.
Yes.
We can sort of talk about it because if they were to all go sharing it, it could make a difference for us. So I kind of want to ask your opinion on that afterwards. But essentially, there's some open source code on GitHub that apparently lets you download from YouTube. So you just go on and whatever you wrote, you're probably better at knowing what the actual code would do than me. I haven't got a clue. But in some way, this open source code allows you to download from YouTube. And obviously,
well, the files are there. When you stream anything, you download it. Essentially, it has to come from the internet to your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably just like caches it somewhere and takes it. There's just going to be a couple of things that YouTube have that are like, so you can't just right click and download it.
Yeah.
But to watch anything, to stream anything, the information needs to be downloaded onto a computer. So it's probably a little extension or a little something that just grabs it.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because obviously when we had all the live music and everything and the majority of people's income was from live touring rather than trying to, now grind their stream sales and stuff, I suppose, do you think people will get more protective over their music in the coming years? Do you think people are protective now?
Yeah,
Would
I
you like
think
me
it's one
to
of
ask
those
you more
things that's
questions at
changed.
once?
It's definitely one of those things that's like, it's been hot topic for a long time.
Mm.
Fucking like Lars Ulrich and the Napster thing.
Lars Ulrich is
Um,
just a hot topic in himself.
but I think a lot of people have come to understand that you don't get paid much for streams. So
Yeah, I mean, we almost rule it out of our what we're going to be grinding as our revenue streams, really, haven't we? Especially with
yeah,
another
I'd
article that I
rather
found about Spotify later, which further cements that.
I'd rather have people listening to our music than
Yeah.
monetizing off of it.
Well, that's the thing, isn't
Really,
it? I mean, to us,
like,
would you say our music is almost promotion? Would you say it almost falls under promotion, and then the basis of what we actually know is the product, almost, or is that the way? It's almost the way I look at it sometimes.
yeah, I mean, the music is something that we do. That's not what we are. We're not like
Yeah,
a band in the traditional sense.
exactly.
When I've been in bands before, the product has 100% been the music you create. You all come together and you do that.
Mm.
But we're creating more of a brand than a band because we've got
It is
all of
almost like
the
that, isn't it?
the educational side of it, and I don't know. It's just I think it makes sense to for years. It's made sense to divert what your incomes are coming from
Yeah,
in music.
diversify
I mean,
almost.
diversify.
Diversify
That
your
was a word.
portfolio of revenue streams.
But the majority of my music income has been from teaching,
Yeah.
teaching guitar, teaching bass, teaching Ableton stuff. Like that's always been the case when I've been in full touring bands releasing studio albums. The majority income, percentage wise, has always been teaching. So yeah, I do. I think the music is a byproduct because even if we weren't doing this as a business, as a project, we'd still be making the music. That's just the thing we do.
Of course.
We like to make better snare drums, make fatter tunes. And
that's what you've been doing all morning anyway.
Literally.
I just received this thing like snare processing. Do you think as well it's musicians are less protective over their art now because it's not really like we're benefiting anyway? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Morph just said an interesting one that Culprit said on his podcast the other day is when you used to have radio plays, you'd get paid such a small percentage that Spotify gives you kind of an on par amount really than you would have got for a radio play. And in that respect, it's much easier to get Spotify
Just the old,
streams
always
than
has
it is.
been.
Well, but it's much easier to get Spotify streams than it is radio play. So actually, they're paying you more because people will go and listen to it on Spotify rather than what they have to listen to.
Yeah.
On the radio, you listen to the radio and you just play what gets played.
It's true. So, I suppose you got much more user input and stuff like that with platforms like Spotify.
Yeah, and another thing that Morph said, which I think is true as well, it's why we have our Bandcamp, is if you want to support us as artists, you can buy directly from us.
Yeah.
You can buy through Bandcamp, and we get that money apart from whatever.
Exactly. There's whisperings of a return of a Patreon possibly as well in the future. So yeah, that'll be where we're looking to get our main revenue from. Be nice to make a bit on streaming, but to turn it.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is like I said, this has always been the way. Like it's Randy Blythe, Lamb of God. He just says they're traveling T-shirt salesmen.
Yeah,
that's what he refers to them. So the music's the less the product than that's not. That's nothing new, I don't think.
Yeah,
whether it be radio, whether it be...
It's almost like expressive advertising.
Yeah.
It's
like
I mean... creative, like, oh, here's all we can do, and this is what it sounds like. And then if you want us to do some work for you or something, that's sort of the way I'm centering things.
Yeah, if you think about like Hans Zimmer or some of these people that are actually making stuff for film, then their music 100% is the product.
Yeah.
They are literally being paid, or someone that's making video game music or something, they're being given a job description, and it's to make this thing for this thing. So I think most bands and artists, the music is kind of secondary in they're making the music because they like to make it, and then everything else comes from that: the tours, the album sales, the direct artist
Yeah, it's
support,
almost
the
like a
merch, whatever.
ripples in the pond kind of thing. Feeds off and
Yeah.
right. Well, I won't keep us on that
So
one
so
forever.
basically, I don't care if anyone wants to download our
So it
stuff off
brings us
YouTube.
round to
Download it.
yeah, exactly. I'm pretty much fair game with if you end up with our tunes and you want to show them to your mates, that's fine. Maybe stop by the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, if you download on YouTube, you're only going to get MP3 quality.
Yeah, that's the
So
truth.
you know,
Although with some systems and like modern sound systems and stuff, do you always hear the difference if you're just listening at home?
I don't. A majority of people.
It's always a controversial
one,
that one, isn't it?
Really depends on your equipment and how much of an audiophile you are as to whether you'll.
All right, well I can swing straight onto this one then, which is the old Spotify payola thing. But this is almost like the backlash now. It's almost like songwriters have properly come out and been like, I'm not happy about this.
Which one's this one? Next.
So this is the Songwriter Slam Spotify for blatantly practicing payola.
Okay.
Surprised I got that one out actually. So this looks like the constant back and forth of arguing over fractions of a penny anyway. Do you know, I do care, but at the same time, like nothing's ever going to change in Spotify. As I said, I watched a video the other day where like a guy explained that Spotify's business model means that if they paid us a cent a stream, the monthly subscription would be like 300 quid a month or something. And it's just like, it's still their fault. They shouldn't be set up like that. But it's kind of become an immovable thing unless you just replace them altogether. I did see some stuff on Instagram about boycotting Spotify the other day, so there's some movement about it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think enough people will ever do it though. It's the whole point is it's a ridiculously big catalog. Unless you get some like Mercury artist people that own,
maybe that's what he's doing. Though. Maybe he's getting all those rights, so he's got that movement.
Pull them.
Maybe he's get those rights, so he's got those movements. It's like a Motown song. Anyway, earlier this month, Spotify revealed that it will allow artists and labels to influence listeners.
Any better? Oh. Sorry, I was just reading the chat.
No worries. I just assumed there was something wrong, you know. Earlier this month, Spotify revealed that it will allow artists and labels to influence listener recommendations at no upfront cost, provided that they accept a promotional recording royalty rate. They just put it in the worst words. For the resulting plays. Now, the European Composer and Songwriter Alliance, EXA, has slammed the payola practice. So the ECSA, which represents more than 30,000 European songwriters and composers, took aim at the controversial Spotify feature, one that many critics have likened to payola, which, if no one knows what payola was, Google it. It was about radio plays back in, what time is it, 60s, 70s?
I don't know, I'm not even listening, I'm looking at something else.
Fair enough. It was the payola scandal.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know about that.
Oh, fair enough.
I know nothing.
Oh, fair enough. I watched a documentary on it a while ago. But essentially, it was the start of sort of pay for play and stuff. And what songwriters are saying, Spotify have sort of turned it into another pay for play thing. Because if you can, I don't know how they're like saying it's payola though. Is it that if you can afford the slashed royalty rate, then you don't need to care about it. So the richer people obviously benefit. I'm trying to work out how it directly is.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's pay for play in that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
You will get played more, but we will take some money.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it just converts directly to pay for play like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You said that it doesn't really bother you that much, and I've got to the point. I don't know if it's because I'm slightly desensitized now, but where it's just like, I might use it if it gets the music out there.
Again, like if you're getting paid so little. I'll take a cut off of hardly anything if it means more people hear the music.
Yeah, because you're never expecting your streaming rate to make up that much of your revenue anyway. If they can promote you for free and you were going to get pittance anyway, just crack on with it, I guess.
All right, Nafunk's just dropped us a quote. Okay. Payola in the music industry is the illegal practice of payment to commercial radio in which the song is presented as being part of the normal day's broadcast without announcing that there's been consideration paid in cash or in kind for its airplay adjacent to the recording's broadcast.
So this obviously quite evidently will have never stopped. It will have just been hidden more, but it's almost
Yeah,
like it's poking its head back up again. But essentially, a lot of radio DJs almost became like millionaires just from saying they play a certain thing here, a certain thing there, and it just became a complete and utter pay for play kind of thing where it's just the richest artists. Now, obviously, there's still conspiracy theories and rumors that this is still going on, etc., etc. And to be honest, it probably is, isn't it? So is it just,
makes sense.
do people just get angry when it gets shoved in their faces? Because I can't imagine that songwriters. This is nothing on the songwriters that are coming out against it, and obviously it is slightly unfair. But surely they knew this was happening anyway.
Yeah, I think it's like more like the cheek of you to come out and actually do it as if it's legit. I think that's more like what it is.
Yeah, I just don't think people like it when it gets waved in their faces because it's almost like, in a way, they don't like admitting that they kind of knew it was like that anyway and weren't doing stuff about it. I feel like that sometimes about stuff.
Yeah, I suppose.
So that's essentially, shout us out either in the comments on this if you're watching or on YouTube if you watch it later. Let us know what you think about it because it's quite an interesting one because you almost get... I don't know if we just don't care though because you just get so browbeaten about your actual streaming sales that you're just like... do you know what? Like, if you're getting beaten up like really, really hard, you don't notice one more kick, do you?
No, I think it's all good. I just think whatever we get is better than nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't expect like. I don't know. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it is just like you say, being beaten. I don't really expect to become a multi-millionaire from making electronic music,
No.
making drum and bass. It's like,
I just want a
that's not-
house, maybe a dog.
but like, I think the problem comes when you look at companies like Spotify and you think they've got a market share. Well, I need money.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem. That's the problem.
It's so difficult
Like-
not to feel like that. I always feel like I need money more than I have. It's a constant. I wake up every morning and I have to diffuse myself from thinking that I should have more money than I do. Yeah, it's just.
You want more money, make better music. That was a corporate quote.
Yeah.
I think that is the point, though, isn't
Pretty
it? Like,
much it, isn't it?
if you want to make real catchy pop music and try and take a chunk out of that market, do it.
Mm.
I like making dark, angry, horrible noises,
Yeah.
and
Not even
there's
just on the door, just in general.
just in general,
Yeah.
just in general, and I think that's got less of the pie going to it, isn't it? It's just what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, I'll do
So I think when people look at Spotify and it's like, oh, they're not paying enough, it's like, oh,
No one is.
come on.
Wages.
what do you want?
Wages.
Like-
I think it's more like we need to start at the stem of the problem. Like, you know, if wages haven't risen with inflation for like so many years, you can't expect streaming. It's just nothing's set up to be like that anyway. You need to start way further back and start fixing things before you can expect the end result to be better for you. If you see what I mean. Basically, I want societal revolution.
Yeah, I know you do, but like in the way
Yeah,
the
all the
industry is
time.
now,
All
the way
the
the
time.
industry is now, right? You only have to pay a very small amount of money, and you can upload as many songs as you want a year to Spotify.
It's true. It's
For
not
a very
costly
small amount
part
of money.
what we do,
It's
is
like
it?
I just don't understand why people complain about that.
Oh, because
I don't
people are
know.
mad and they don't want to be mad at the real thing in front of them, so they're mad at the 10 sad things.
Yeah, I
I
don't
broke
know.
the fourth wall there. That was me cleaning the fourth wall after I put it back up after I broke it.
But I'm happy to be doing their payola.
Well, at least see
thing.
what. Yeah, I mean, if
Right.
it's like, I don't feel
I'm
like
happy
we're
to do it, so I don't know. I want more advertising.
Yeah,
for-
I mean, if it helps us out just getting out there, do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't.
we're putting the work in other bits where we should be able to make enough money to keep doing this, which is all we really want to do anyway.
Yeah.
It's just cover costs and make enough to, buy a sandwich. I don't even eat that much, neither does he. Like, we're pretty.
Yeah, man. I think Spotify plus all the other streaming platforms, it's not too hard to be able to pay for your distribution in
No.
in a year.
But at the same time,
Really?
I never want to completely rule it out and be like everyone can pay for it, because I always shout at people like that. So for the sake of
No, yeah, but it's if yeah, I don't know. If you're going to be I don't know.
I didn't want to box you in, I'm sorry, with my morals. It's alright, they're totally false anyway, you know that. Right, anyway, I'll take us through to the last one, and then we'll talk some plugins, and then we'll get Ollie off his cold boat, because bless him, it looks... Well, no, actually, it's cold as space in there, isn't it?
It's cold space, yeah.
It's cold as space. Right, so this is looking to the future. So this is how these obviously we've seen social distance concerts, we've seen Zorb concerts apparently being a thing, and obviously ever since they did that thing, I'm sure they did it beforehand, but do you remember when they did that thing with Tupac where he was a hologram?
Oh yeah, the hologram thing.
And it actually, like, I expected it to be like disrespectfully poor, and it wasn't. So I thought that was pretty cool, because obviously like the future, but apparently now there's a company called Wave that's doing these avatar concerts, and they've one big music company has a Chinese music company, I think, have taken a stake in Wave. So apparently there's going to be an outrolling of these avatar concerts. Now the thing I've linked to you doesn't actually really say what they are, so I found something else.
Okay.
Bear with me one sec. Avatar concerts. I want to sort of at least get a bit of detail on what the concept is, because like hologram could mean a lot of things, isn't it? Like there's that. What was I talking to you? You know that optical illusion I want, where it makes the object look like it's floating because there's.
Oh yeah, the hologram thing. Yeah.
Honestly, like he listens to about 5% of what I said, so I'm quite impressed there. Right. Anyway, so I was looking at this. So what happens? This is my English interpretation. So you see the artist transform into their own digital avatar, allowing them to perform live in an immersive and fantastical virtual world. So, have you ever heard of it? This is just another list of art. Have we been living in past Wave artists, including Tinashe? Oh god, I'm just going to stop saying that. Galantis, Jowls, or Lindsay Sterling. Have you heard of? Not even in the news or in passing, or like I have no idea. But
Orf just said Tencent are the parent company of TikTok.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. This is good because we do the show and Morph does the knowledge. It's fantastic, isn't it? Right, so what they've said about it, if I can find that damn paragraph, is we are now living in a digital avatar culture through our proprietary technology and core gaming capabilities. Wave can go beyond the traditional live streaming concerts and create artist avatars, virtual environments, and interactive experiences that truly immerse audiences at the nexus of gaming and entertainment. That doesn't really say much else than it's going to be really cool and futuristic, is it?
It's going to be really cool. That's pretty much their sales pitch.
This is what I mean. Like, I'd really like an article that just actually tells you how could you write an article about holograms and not say, like, there's 2 articles about holograms and they don't tell you how the holograms work. How do holograms work, Ollie?
I don't know how the holograms work.
Is it a projection?
Lasers.
Projection and lasers into a mist of dry ice? That's the Stonx way that we would try and do it. I've been watching too many chemistry YouTube channels.
Floor projector.
I think it's borax mostly, actually. Even though you didn't do it. There's this, like, the Americans drinking bleach. I think there's a previous episode of Stonxcast called Church of Bleach. Was that borax?
Church of Bleach, yeah. It's Clorox. Clorox.
When I flew into Atlanta, the first thing you see when you fly into Atlanta is a huge Clorox building with the badge on it. It's just like, because you're coming from seeing all the memes about Clorox and stuff, and it just looks like you're like flying into Clorox City. And then when you get into Atlanta as well, when you get through the airport, this is slightly tangential, well, completely. There's a priest and a deputy, and the deputy has a shotgun over his arm, and they both shake everyone's hand as they enter the state. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could hear the banjos, and that's nothing in from the southern states. I had a great time while I was out there, but it was just like, oh right, there's a priest right there, just when you're getting into the state. So yeah, if you ever go to Atlanta, if we're allowed to travel again, check it out. It's really interesting. Hartsfield Jackson Airport. Anyway, because I was doing that bit because this doesn't tell you how holograms work.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so this is more future baiting, isn't it? Like, so is it, because they said in one bit that I read that the audience was going to be avatared as well. So I'm assuming the way you'd make that work would be a virtual reality situation where you've got an
Yeah, it's
Oculus
going to be a VR
or
thing, isn't it?
whatever the
Makes
thing
sense.
is. A Viva, is that the one you like more? Was
A
it called
Vive.
Viva? A Vive. Thanks.
Vive, the HTC Vive.
Yeah.
I think the new Oculus is on par with it now, though. I think they've
Oh,
got
really?
a new.
What, is it less of like a gimmicky thing and it's actually got the technology now?
Well, it's just the Oculus was so old that there was no like wireless things, and their controller wasn't as good and things like that. But I think they've like picked it up now.
It's amazing how humanity peaks and troughs. We're talking about old VR technology, so we've had that long enough. But look outside the fucking window. So yeah, that ancient VR technology that we unlocked ages ago. It's like so clean water. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But it's ultimate social distancing VR gigs, wouldn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, that would be it, isn't it? And you could, I don't know, yeah. Would you get the same atmosphere off it? Like, would you, like, if everyone was munted but in VR, it might be funnier actually, because they could just dress themselves up as funny stuff in it. And you just have your mate next to you, like it's 3 a.m, like, dude, I'm a banana. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well,
that
like,
is what would probably happen.
10 years ago, me would have enjoyed that. Like this year's me quails at the, just so funny. Like I'm on Instagram. If anyone hears me, like this, fair enough. Like whenever I'm being like, oh, I miss raving and stuff on Instagram, I mean like past me, like new me wouldn't last like an hour in a rave. I'd just be standing there like, I took much coffee this morning. So yeah, maybe it's something nice because you can go to a rave, but I can actually just be sitting on my sofa with a cup of tea. That's actually what I want now. So if you can VR that in and you've got an avatar in front of you, and just every once in a while you just have to go, yeah, that's all I need now, really. God,
Morph says he's been raving on Twitch with headphones for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's all good, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it will be
in your own home is. As long as your music's not too loud for neighbours or whatever, so good quality headphones.
Yeah. Or good quality neighbours.
They do those silent.
Good quality neighbours will outlast good quality headphones if you don't move.
They did the silent raves, didn't they, for a while? That was a thing.
Yeah.
So
that's still a thing at festivals, but it's become like a bit of a. I don't know if you've ever been like. Have you ever been to like the electronic music tent? At a festival, a metal festival. It's like it's become a bit of a tragic atmosphere, and I don't know if like silent discos are sort of fallen a bit down the same well. Like I went to go and check it out when I was at Hellfest, and it was like I'm going back to the tent. But maybe I never really got them anyway because I was always putting my head in bass bins and stuff. There's no point in doing that. What's the point of doing that silently, just in a box? It'd be horrible.
Just put your head in a box.
Right, I've hobbled us over the halfway point, and I know that you are freezing like a popsicle. So we'll do some plugins and we'll bugger off for the week. Because I've been in a cathedral of just horrifying pain for the last 3 days. I've had a migraine linked to a toothache, which is
tasty.
It's really annoying as well because you don't even look sick. I look totally fine, and inside it's just like,
tooth.
I'd honestly pay someone to knock me the fuck out right now. Anyway, right, we'll check these plugins out.
Right, where are we?
Sorry, I've just got onto Messenger. Right, I have an entire running conversation with myself. I've only got 3% battery on this as well, so we're going to have to go ad-lib soon.
Woohoo! Speed run!
Right, anyway, we got... So obviously it's coming round to Black Friday month, or Black Friday season, whichever it's extending to this. It'll all be online this year, so people will have to just send each other like fucking smallpox in the mail to get like, do you know what I mean, to replace the violence that they all clearly
get the
crave.
last TV.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think that it's almost been like a bit of a purge every year, and if we deny the people to it, we'll have an actual purge. You wait, mate. 6 months, everyone will be wearing someone else's face. I don't know if that happens in the film. I'm told they're awful.
Jesus. Right, hit me. What we got?
I've just realised I almost tried to do this entire episode in one breath. Right, Black Friday, everyone's going mental, and the first mental thing is, let's start with the actual mental one. So Isotope are doing one of their $49 absolutely bloody mental let's all have a party and devalue the currency of what we release it in with the awesomeness of this deal. An economically affecting deal, the holiday bundle. They've got basically their whole element suite. So you've got RX, Ozone, Neutron, Nectar. And then you've got Trash 2, which is worth thousands of pounds to us. No, it's a great plugin. Iris 2, which is their sample-based synth, which we talk about on this, because it's always a tenner anyway. I don't know if they just don't like it. I feel really bad for the people that like coded Iris 2, and then Isotope are just like, yeah, anyway, just have this. This is like our coaster price thing.
It is $149, but I've never seen it sell for that.
No, is it? I just don't know that as it's priced. You know what I mean? It's $8.95. Phoenixverb, which is by Exponential Audio. Although shout out, Isotope have got their own reverb now called Neoverb. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Right, so R2 and I think it's R2. R2's a reverb as well, isn't it? Or is it Excalibur that's a reverb as well?
Yeah, this is a reverb.
And what's Excalibur? Is that Excalibur the multi-effects unit?
Yes.
Creative multi-effects. Yeah. Oh, that might be really nice, actually. That might make me get that. So Excalibur's multi-effects, and then you've got 2 reverbs. You've got Trash, which is a distortion unit, and then you've got your element suite. And that is all. But that is saving... I think I probably talked about this last week, but I don't really give a crap.
It's like $1,100 off.
Yeah. Look at their RX with the spectral editor open that we just can't. Like, what is going on? I got the updated version of this. So it's meant to be the full.
Yeah,
RX.
you've got RX Elements full now, haven't you? Not just light.
Yeah, but it's almost like once you've gone there, that's it. Like, you have the light version because it still only opens as individual plugins. Please, if you're watching this, ring my mobile. I'll put it in the description and tell me how to get. I want that spectrum. I just think it looks lovely. I want to print bits off it and put it on my wall. I'm assuming that.
RX8 standard is.
Yeah, check out the advanced, mate, if you want to have a heart attack.
Woo!
Oh, it's usually over $1,000. They must have a sale on it though.
That's VAT excluded.
RX is like, if you've mucked up, don't worry. Just full stop if you have the advanced.
Yeah, no, it saved me. We've just got the light, the elements, and that saved me a good few times when I've had a corrupt video or my microphone did a funny or something happened and I get clicks and pops and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just totally saved me.
Yeah, man.
Countless times already.
It is a fantastic piece of kit. So the Elements version of that alone, it's a great introduction to them, but you can just continue using them. You don't always have to upgrade. No. Use them in conjunction with a couple of stock, maybe audio effects or something. We have a little YouTube series on that, and you're sorted.
Right, next up. Oh, Nafunk's just said you should look at the savings you get when buying the complete 13 bundle.
Well, no, I can't because I'll buy it. That's the issue. Is like I do really want all the Native Instruments stuff. But if I start on that note, I've gone back to like I'm gonna learn to use all the plugins I've got now. I've got enough, and like I haven't even organised my VST2 folder. So like, we'll stick with Isotope then, and we've got Isotope Vinyl free. My internet stopped working. Still streaming though.
No fly VST.
Hang on. So, what is the main thing that makes Isotope Vinyl crackle better than the Ableton one? It stops. Although, do you know how? Is there a way around that? Because obviously you know more around the plugin, but obviously when I use Vinyl Crackle, it just stays on in the background.
Yeah, well, you just turn the crackle off.
So if you without turning the actual plugin off. Yeah. So
no, it just has a crackle knob that you turn down.
Am I done?
Are you frozen?
No, I was in reverie. I was just like, well, anyway.
Or you put a gate and you gate it afterwards. So you have the crackle on, but
that's what I do. It's been so long since I used it because I don't ever want it. Like Vinyl Crackle's the exact kind of crackle with pops and cracks that I usually end up chasing out my sounds, so I just don't tend to use it. But this is free and Isotope's.
You can just turn the crackle knob down. So
is it literally that? This is just gone, mate. We're ad-libbing from now. You're gonna have to tell me what I've told you from now. So yeah, this is Isotope Vinyl Crackle, and it essentially just seems like a better functioning one than Ableton. But maybe that's just because I'm a crap Ableton user. I don't know. So read us a little
It's
bit
got a
about
tape
it.
stop effect.
I've got nothing. You're gonna have to roll on now.
It's got a tape stop effect, which
Oh, that's
simulates the
pretty
gradual
decent.
pitch drop as the record slows down, which is
That'll
cool.
save me crashing everything in the clip mode.
Oh wow! So it's actually been around since 2006,
I thought it
and
had.
this
been
was its
for a while.
old form.
Yeah.
I kind of recognise that actually. I think we used to use that for something.
Yeah. I've seen you with that. You definitely had that at one point.
I've definitely used that before. I recognise this bit.
So what have they done with the update? Because I think it's that they've.
Ooh,
updated.
made it look swanky. New UI, and that's probably about it.
Well, anyway, that was all from Ollie.
Updated controller layout. Can quickly apply the presets.
It's just a bit smoother, isn't it?
They've just
Do you want to risk playing a bit of video of it? Do you really want to play people Vinyl Crackle?
No, it's going to be too loud,
All right.
probably.
Crack on with. I sent you the link.
Slate Digital?
Yeah, I think it was the Slate Digital one. So everyone's big on things from Slate Digital. I don't have anything by them, but they have released a free Fresh Air plugin. Tell us about it, Ollie.
Oh, what is it? I don't know. You sent me it. High frequency processor.
Sorry,
Dynamic high frequency processor.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of information available at the moment.
The problem is I read
it will be a dynamic high frequency processor effect.
This is what I mean.
Understand
so
what that is,
because it's
but...
Slate Digital, just because they're doing a free thing, people need to talk about. I don't blame the BPB guy. It's like, yeah, Slate Digital, and I bet they've told them nothing about it yet. What does it look like?
It's based on vintage exciter circuits and state-of-the-art dynamic processing. Fresh Air lets you add the right amount of brilliance and shine to your mix in a simple interface you can start using right away.
So it's an analog.
Analog.
I've got such bad toothache, man. I have such bad toothache. 15 minutes, brah, and it's like we love people who watch this and everything, but I am in pain. So
it's got mid-air and high air, so it's like
just puts air in it.
It's putting air in it.
It's an analog emulation exciter, isn't it, that you might use on group buses or a master track, really.
Where do we get it? Nope. We will update the article as more information becomes available. Yeah, well, how do I get it?
This is the problem with competitive press, isn't it? You got to get the article out there.
It will release on Black Friday, so I suppose we just got to wait for a link.
What's Black Friday then? That's 27th, isn't it? I think Black Friday is actually on Friday. So we are releasing a big Stonx surprise. At least there should be plenty of traffic online then. If it's Black Friday, people should be online. It should be, we drop our little surprise and maybe it just gets caught up and people are like, I've got this great deal from Stonx. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That's all we're ever trying to do is give people a great deal, man. This thing from Slate Digital that we basically don't know anything about but looks like an analog exciter is going to come out on Black Friday for free. So you should get your hands on that. Yeah, man. I mean, it will be... Well, that's the thing. It's Slate Digital, so it will be well programmed. Like, we know it will work well.
This looks fun.
I was going to do this, but
Chezwan Saturator.
Well,
Ingredients: stank, groove, filth, boom, bap.
This is your kind of thing, isn't it?
Titty clip, dirt, drip, sticky, icky, ice, heat,
check
pocket,
out the net
slapperoni,
weight.
cheese,
check out
big
the net
pee-pee,
weight.
the unborn love and affection. Net weight 420.69.
They've done a U.
I need it.
Yeah,
I need this in my life. Well, I don't know what it's a saturator, obviously, but what's so good about it? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, and it looks like Szechuan sauce. Oh, right.
Is it Szechuan or Szechuan?
Szechuan.
Yeah, there's no accents. Let's stop doing the accents. I do them as well. We'll stop eventually.
It's a saturator, and it works really well on drums.
Fantastic.
I really don't have a problem with Ableton Saturator at all, but it's unique because it modulates the saturation function as the volume of the input signal changes. That's not that unique. The effect can be subtle or completely disruptive.
This is what happens when he does these bits.
I want it though, just because for 2069. So there we go.
Well, it's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, what else did
It
I have
adds
for you?
sexy harmonics to fill up that hole.
Isn't that essentially what an exciter does as well? In a way. Just the high
Give me the
frequency.
Moulin nugget sauce.
I'm glad you
that's
found
funny.
this. I feel like you've brought like.
Oh look,
centerpiece.
it's not for Windows. It's not even for Windows.
Sure, I got a Mac in the
Want it
corner,
anyway.
innit?
I don't want it anyway. Fuck them.
This is way more fun if you. We should swap roles. This is actually way more fun. You read the shit, and I'll just try and keep you calm.
It's free, but they're taking too much off me.
It's funny as well, right? Because he's so chill about Spotify, like one of the world's greatest evils. Like, oh yeah, man, you just gotta be chill about it. I guess there's something else.
Someone's trying to give me something for free, and I'm like, taking up my computer space.
Yes, you are you're a man of many aspects.
Right, you got 3 more tabs. No, you got 2 more tabs. I opened one of them.
Tell me
What's
which
this?
ones they are, and I'll tell
Good
you about
News
them.
Network.
Oh no, I just put that on because everything's really depressing, and I thought you might see something you want to talk about, or I was going to talk about it. No, you that gone then. All right.
Yeah, and Music Business. Oh, you've just given me the pages that has
That's
everything
fine.
on it.
That's fine. Have a look and see what you like.
Nothing.
Fair enough. There should be one more decent link in there. It's all horrible, isn't it? Do you want our advice and news this week? Keep on doing your own shit. Don't pay attention to anything that's going on around you.
Should we go back to full screen?
Yeah, we can go back to full
no more
screen.
tabs.
No, we've glid gracefully, grossfully into the final 10 minutes. So yeah, we sort of recap. How you been feeling?
What are you eating?
What
are you eating?
It's a fibre bar. If I keep chewing, it does.
It's like the pressure.
Yeah. So what I plan to do later actually is get a massive wad of wire wool, clamp it inside my mouth, and then stick my head in the microwave and turn it on.
Lush. That'll help.
That will leave me unable to feel the pain in my mouth, or
cool.
at least
I can dig.
Identify the pain. It just seems like something I have to do. So yeah, we've got music coming early December. Are you excited?
I'm well excited.
So I am actually really excited about this because, as I said, good things have been happening. We've got a bit more of a plan. Hopefully I can sort out that tracking pixel thing with Tonedem because otherwise I'll have to sort of pinwheel around and work out what to do. But we seem to be getting there. Like as we continue to try and improve. As someone just told us the audio's off.
No, Nafunk was just asking what's a good budget audio interface.
He
said he's heard issues with the Scarlett.
Yeah.
They were my issues, and other people.
My Scarlett now, as long as you keep the Windows updates updated, the Focusrite is super sensitive to not updating your computer. So if you miss a Windows update, it will just start blue screening. But since then, it seems okay. And realistically, I had that first one that got taken out in the in that power surge I had.
Oh yeah, the one I've got.
And that was a bit dodgy, but this 3rd gen one that I've had has been pretty stable since. But if you've got a bit more money, I'd still go for what Ollie has.
Yeah, I've got the Motu M2, and it was about 200 quid, I think, for a 2-in, 2-out. Super simple, but my headphones and my speakers and my microphone sound noticeably better in this. It just has better preamps.
Well, Motu are a bit renowned.
That's the Motu way.
Take a look at the Behringer one, though, for the other end of the spectrum.
Motu M2. Just Motu M2, I think it is. But then, yeah, Behringer do some things. Native Instruments have their one, which
I heard
I've
weird
seen on
things
eBay
about
and
that
stuff.
Complete Control or whatever it's
M2,
called.
that's it, yeah.
The Native Instruments one, it's got some sort of, I wonder if I can find it to hand really quickly. It's got some sort of really, really bizarre feature.
I know a lot of people that use the Scarletts, though, and they seem to be happy with that. I'd stay away from any of the M Audio because since that became Avid, their drivers have been cack.
Yeah, that's
the main thing with Focusrite. Focusrite are good, but they have very finicky drivers.
Yeah,
So-
mine's better now. I would probably just about go as far as to recommend mine. It's been pretty stable since. But I could still use my old DigiDesign Mbox before Avid even got involved. I love that
Mad.
thing, man. It's still like that computer cream color. You know the one I mean?
Just discoloured computer.
Nicotine. It's just loads of IT professionals, and then they were just like making that color, whatever. So,
yeah, Morph just said he watched some reviews of the Behringer units, and you get what you pay for. That's the main thing. That's why I'd highly recommend the Motu, because the preamps are better.
Yeah,
They just
that makes
are.
sense. And when I hear stuff through your Motu, you can tell the difference. Even less so, but you can still tell the difference between my Focusrite.
Yeah, it's just so clear, so much more powerful. Especially like these headphones, the headphones sound so much better. So it's even their headphone output is going through whatever amps and stuff they've got in there. So, and it's got a big knob on the front. I like a big knob.
So yeah, essentially in synopsis, don't be put off from getting a Focusrite if it's the only thing within your price range. But if you do go
I think
for the
they work out about the same.
Really?
But the Focusrite will give you the headphones and microphone.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
bundles and things.
You can buy the standalone Focusrite, or you can buy the bundle like I did, where you get these headphones and this mic, which I use. They're not great, but I use them.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not poor. So yeah, have a look at one of those. I'm sure there's a lot more variety than there used to be though.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of smaller companies are putting out stuff. So it's yeah, you might want to have a look around, because I can't say I'm the archivist on this anymore. I just sort of know what I got now.
Yeah, it was last year when I bought the Moto. It was about a year ago now, and so it's been a year since I did any proper research at what all the new things that are out.
But yeah, have a look at that, and send us whatever you're getting in the Discord as well, and we'll have a look at it. But I mean, yeah, there's sort of a couple of main ones now. I'd get the Moto if you can afford it.
It's definitely the nicest I've used in ever.
Cool.
So,
you got anything you want to recap on before we?
I've
actually, it's dipping, so I might be able to have a sleep after this. Not my actual jaw, the pain level.
My jaw is dipping.
So I might.
No, not really. I've got nothing else really. I'm dropping loads of ADGs in the Discord recently, so
yeah.
I just keep making effects and
if you're not in it.
I was doing my snare processing this morning. Just dropped in an ADG to get big fat snares out of any snare.
Nice.
And just stuff like that. So yeah, if you're interested in any bits of bobs, come over to the Discord.
Yeah. Chat.stonx.co.uk, chat.stonx.co.uk. I wasn't going to do the whole thing. Right, nice one. Well, yeah. Other than the fact that we're dropping in a special surprise for you guys on Friday, and Score's going to be doing a bit of a surprise video for his in between of the finishing off of the audio series of the YouTubes. And then we've got music coming for you guys in early December. I've got my release, a London 2-track rework, which is out on Spotify at the moment. So head over there if you like nasty breakbeat and down tempo. And I think that's probably about it. No?
Yeah, man.
Right. Well, should we say goodbye then?
Yeah.
All right, nice one,
everyone.
All right,
Thanks
peace out, everyone.
Enjoy
Thanks
the
for
rest of your
watching.
Sundays.
Bye bye now. Bye.
Bye.